Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for June 13th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a storefront on Amazon, that is. Looking at the surface map for Saturday, lots of high pressure in the northwest, in the northeast, and a little bit here across the south, but a very active cold front stretching all the way from northern Michigan, across northern Illinois, through northern Missouri, into the Oklahoma Panhandle, all the way back to Albuquerque and up towards Salt Lake City. Lots of unsettled weather across the Central Plains, the Middle Mississippi Valley, up into the Ohio Valley, up toward the Great Lakes, and all the way across the south, extending all the way down into Florida. Looking at our vitality index for those particular areas where the individual weather elements that can cause a health issue are shown, and we have a lot of activity going on here in the northern Rockies, Wyoming, up into the northern plains, Nebraska to the Dakotas. Note we have something really going on here from Oklahoma across Arkansas to Missouri, and that'll show up as we look at some of the other weather elements. Looking at pressure change, we have rising pressure across Montana, Wyoming into eastern Colorado, and then very much up the plains from Nebraska up through the Dakotas into western Minnesota. We also have rising pressure here on the East Coast from the Carolinas up through New Jersey into New England. Looking at temperature change, you can see that we have falling temperatures here across Wyoming into Nebraska and extending on up into Minnesota, and that is all behind that frontal system. Looking at dew point temperature change, you'll see that we do have rising dew point temperatures here up through Arizona and on into the northern Rockies. Interesting aspect here on vapor pressure, you can see that we have falling vapor pressures here from Oklahoma into Arkansas, and then as you jump up into Kansas, Nebraska, across the southern Illinois, we have rising dew point temperature. So a temperature, vapor pressure discontinuity right here through the middle Mississippi Valley. That seems to align very well with the instability, where we have significant instability across Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Missouri, again lining up very much with that vapor pressure changes. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, we have migraine risk here in call it northwestern Arizona and southern Utah, but then extending and becoming quite significant across southern Montana into Wyoming, picking up eastern Colorado, jumping over into Nebraska and going north all the way through the Dakotas, across northern Iowa up through Minnesota, up across Wisconsin into the Michigan Upper Peninsula. Then we jump back over to the East Coast from eastern North Carolina, across Virginia, Maryland, and New Jersey, and on up into New England. Looking at the asthma arthritis risk, we have a little bit of asthma arthritis risk here in eastern New Mexico, a touch right here in western Oklahoma, and then jumping up into northern Missouri and stretching up towards southern Michigan. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, let us know where you're located.